Hi everyone, I'm Kent Louie, science teacher and talking head, talking about science education and broadcasting from beautiful Vancouver, Canada. This is episode 92. And today, I want to show you an example of how standards-based grading is being used in the business world and how it's helped my department and I with our SBG journey. But before I continue, handouts for this episode are available at realsciencechallenge.com/EP92. And please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Now recently, my colleague gave me a copy of her son's work probation review. Now here's the review, but I changed the name of the company and the employee that's being reviewed and the reviewer's name to keep this all anonymous. Now, my colleague and I, we were surprised to see that the review, which is done at the end of the first 6 months of employment for all interns and new hires, well, this review was conducted using standards-based grading. And this debunks that whole argument that standards-based grading isn't in the real world. It's just an airy-fairy idea in education, in the classroom, and that the real world out there really deals with like hard percentages and letter grades and scores. Now, this review, in fact, shows something different. It shows standards-based grading. It shows 4 or 5 distinct standards or skills that an intern is supposed to have. Skills like client excellence or motivation and people development. And it also shows expectations behind each standard. Like for example, client excellence means response to client needs and reflects a positive image of the firm when dealing with clients, right? These are all expectations that interns should adhere to. There's also a score, kind of like a proficiency scale out of 4, where someone exceeds expectations or meets expectations, minimally meets expectations, kind of like a proficiency scale or rubric. And best of all, there's also an area for comments, which is always based or focused on the expectations. And at the end, there is also an overall recommendation. Now, what we liked about this whole probation review is the language. There are standards, skills that are clearly defined, as well as the expectations for each standard. And those expectations, again, is what an intern should be able to do. And they're assessed according to those expectations. So we used this format, the language, and we applied it to our own science standards for next year, especially since as a department, we're trying to combine similar standards under larger categories. So like instead of reporting on 20 or 30 or more individual standards, we're gonna report on 4 large categories, all right? And this is what our first draft looks like right here, right? Notice it's very similar to the probation form, right? We have clear standards that encompasses many skills. For example, this one category is now called Foundations and Principles. And under this category, students are expected to do the following, okay? Like solve problems using science content, construct graphs, interpret trends, draw conclusions, right? All of these expectations for this standard, well, all these expectations are summarized from the BC Ministry of Education curriculum. So it's all linked to formal curriculum, okay? Other categories include methods, okay? Communication, and applications and innovations, or in this case, extensions and applications. Anyways, these names are all works in progress, but the key thing is that we're trying to work on the language of SBG, so it's clearer, and of course the expectations are also made clearer, and we're also trying to reduce the number of skills, the number of tasks we're trying to assess. We're trying to reduce this from discrete individual tasks to more general overarching skills, and hopefully this all saves time and it's less confusing, not just to parents, but also to like teachers and students. So as a department, I suggest that you give this a try. Recategorize your own standards or borrow this and see where you would place your standards. All right? That's it for this episode. Please smash the like or subscribe button below or leave a comment and handouts once again on realsciencechallenge.com/EP92. Thanks for watching. And let's talk science education again soon.